Strategies used due to changing demand. Again, you probably remember that in the summer of 2009, the population-based surveys were saying that maybe 39–40% of people were thinking they'd get immunized. And then those very unfortunate, very highly publicized deaths occurred in Ontario in in children. And the demand just went through the roof. So the strategies that were employed to deal with the changing demand were most commonly adjusting staff, and that meant increasing staff, decreasing staff. The second most common was moving staff or vaccine around. The third, line control. And the fourth, screening for priority groups. And then they're pretty even, actually. Communication is the next one, extended clinic days and hours, and then line control and no response. So many other strategies reported, and they included organizing limited time travel for clients, which meant more and smaller clinics, outreach clinics, appointments, etc. The Atlantic group reported the most options and reported specifically targeting and reaching out to groups. Quebec implemented line control, ticketing, and appointments. Ontario favored adjusting clinic capacity hours, and the Western group used many options, but funnily enough, they used line control the least frequently. Again, this is the information that you can pore over at your leisure. Now, this is cutting the same question by a different grouping. This is looking at what strategies did people with, or did jurisdictions that had at least one largish urban center implement versus people that jurisdictions that just had rural or remote settings with no significant largest urban center. Again, you can see that because we have a limited number, the top four choices remain about the same, but that there's certain ones that are much less used by, and this is percentage of responses, so this actually, you can compare one to the next. You can see that the rural remote people used adjustment, increasing staff and decreasing staff much less often, and they used running clinic hours for longer than for extended days or times, relatively more often than the urban areas. The rural areas also reported using mainstream media, paid and unpaid. Now, as we move through the graphs, you'll see that there's some relatively logical explanations for that. Part of it is that they have less options, but we'll come to that in just a second. You'll see that when we look at the staffing strategies that were used to meet demand.